Bang! Good evening, Sports Talks fans,
Boom.
Sports Real fans. We inside another episode. What number is this, boy?
Number. We going till infinity, you know. 5.
Alright, this is number 5. Pretty soon I'll say 5, right?
Yeah.
Right, so
Thanks,
it'll
dog.
be 5.
Yeah, Jude Campbell, Mosquito, Sports Talk, Sports Real.
Of course, all the time. And this evening, we dealing with Van Persie.
All the Judases on them.
Oh yes, my bad. It's the Judas
All.
episode. We see who Mosquito total and put it up again and let them see it total.
Dog, we had to do a segment right here, dog, where we just burning.
We setting fire.
Yeah, we setting fire to these kinds of things. Anybody have a Torres Liverpool?
Yeah.
Bring it in.
No. I wouldn't put Torres in that category, man. He might leave, but anyway. But everybody talking about Van Persie,
Yeah,
right?
boy.
Van Persie's talking the tongue. As we were saying just before the camera started to roll, Van Persie's a man has been very injury prone.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Brittlebone.
No.
Finally get one good season.
One.
And he ready to jump out.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan. I'd ask you to talk because you have it in your heart. You talk now.
No. First of all, I look at it from all angles. I try to look at it from a non-fan standpoint. Because, I mean, the time was coming. That he signed the contract or he don't sign it.
Right.
Now, I remember a couple of years ago, the same situation was with Wayne Rooney and Fergie. No, Fergie had him on the bench. You know?
Yeah.
And Wenger wouldn't do that. Arsenal wouldn't do that. But I look at it from his perspective. He's 28 years of age, gonna be 29. No, he's 29 in July. Yeah, in July he'll be 29. Right? And is coming down to the prime of your footballing career.
He's coming to the end of the prime.
Right, yeah.
True.
Very end of the prime. And I mean he's making £70,000 a week. And you have players like Mario Balotelli making over £200,000 a week.
Well, no, I don't think Mario makes over that yet.
Not over that yet.
Not yet. I think it's because at present Tevez and Yaya Toure are the highest paid at City, and they are 220.
Okay.
So don't quote me on that.
No, I think Nash is closer to 200, if not close to.
Well, right. True.
Because he was being offered 140 last year, and he shut that down.
He turned
that down.
I think it's worth mentioning though that because everybody seems to believe that Van Persie gone. He hasn't gone yet. He's still an Arsenal player. He's still contracted to be at Arsenal for at least a year again. So now is when the board and Arsene Wenger and they have to make a decision, right? Do they sell him now and risk him walking away for free at the end of the contract, but they prove one point that they're serious about keeping the players.
Yeah.
The players don't run the ship. You understand? The ship has a captain and is not Van Persie, and he will do what he is told. And also, it will prove that they're serious about winning and not about money. Right?
In what
do they
sense?
do that? In the sense that okay, if selling Van Persie now, he's finally begun to catch form.
Yeah.
He's finally put in a full season, right? Arsenal is not a team, I believe, whose goal should be to win in the next 4 or 5 years. Their goal has to be to win now, right?
Yeah.
They can't do that letting go their best players. You still have a year with him. You keep him. You surround him with players that can win. And let's say if they do that next season, then he could be more inclined to stay.
Yeah.
You understand?
But
if you sell him now to make a quick buck because you're afraid he run away for free.
But I mean, I think the end of the day they will try to do the most sensible thing. Oh, they look at the interests of the club.
Right. Which will be money.
But at the end of the day, £20 million for a player of that caliber, I think is no price tag on the type of goals he scored this season.
£20 million is Arsenal asking price.
Wait, and I think the bidding starting at 15.
Well, and that's another thing I wanted to come to ask you about. Van Persie's decision to go public with the statement,
I think, is justified. Reason being, everything just keeps swept under the rug. He he played a season. The Arsene Wenger made a statement that before he goes to the Euros, right, which was in May, before the season ended, the 2-week period between the ending of the season and the beginning of the Euros, they were going to sort things out, right? So if you make a statement to the public saying that you are going to sort things out, even if it wasn't sorted out, say it wasn't sorted out. Nothing was said. Nothing was said about the talks. It was just a matter of, okay, well, the talks will continue until.
Right.
And that's the same situation with Cess. Last
year.
Yeah,
but did Cess come out and say he wasn't resigning? That was it. And
no,
because
right.
the problem, the thing, the position that Van Persie has now put Arsenal in is that he would have hurt the club's interest, because coming out now and saying that you're not resigning and you're basically stating the intentions to go, that drops your price. Everybody know now you're looking to ship him out. If they felt that's a prior happy player
not necessarily, because we've seen before. I mean, the media has a way that is either they go on based on how the actions are being how the deal is being conducted,
right,
without any verbal warning. So meaning that, ESPN Sports Panel, I mean, they will sit down, they will infer things on what is being done as opposed to what is being said.
What is actually, right.
So something has to be said, and seeing that the owner, Gazidis, not important right now, right, and Wengs Arsenal didn't say a word yet concerning the talks.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, the player could have just let it be. He could have stated, "Listen, there's still some issues that need to be ironed out."
That happened already.
But I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that what he wants a deal. He wants to leave. And coming out and stating this, it enables that. It helps to push a deal. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't help to fatten Arsenal's pockets in terms of the asking price. You understand? Now that he's come out and said that, his asking price would automatically drop.
Yes and no. Here's the reason why I say that is that last year, the situation with Cesc Fabregas, right? Him being mum about the entire situation, right? Behind closed doors, like he made a statement when as he entered Barcelona, and he was saying that the Barca fans, they're taking a very grim view of Arsene Wenger because he took so long to make the decision.
He protracted everything. Yeah.
But really and truly is that the owners were getting a bigger offer from Real.
Right. Well, I heard as well.
And no one knew of that.
Right. But at the end of the day, Cesc keeping it up in arms in the public eye had the effect of making Barca feel as if it gave Arsenal more bargaining power when they came to the table to talk about Cesc, because at the end of the day, the player did not go out and make it public that they're ready to leave.
All right, I wouldn't say that. I understand your point, but my point I'm trying to make is like in the English media, in some cases, Cesc situation was like Barca wants him. Barca made it clear. Barca players made it clear that we want him. Right.
Yeah.
And win, loss or draw, today, tomorrow, next week, it's going to happen.
Right, but the price was high. When he eventually went, he went at high. All right. We gotta agree to disagree on that particular one. More importantly, though, now that it appears that Van Persie is not going to be part of the Arsenal squad. I believe so, because I think Arsenal are going to do the safe thing. They're going to sell him now. They're going to make money, which may not necessarily be a bad thing, considering what they have at the moment. And that's what I want to ask you now. What kind of shape you think they'll be in, considering that they have Podolski, who can score goals, and they just bought Giroud? If they get the right price for Van Persie, would it necessarily be a big deal? Because, I mean...
I think it would be better to keep him. Reason being, why? I mean, is a gamble.
But I know, in my opinion, it'd be better to keep him as well, because it sets the right precedent. But should he leave, right? What sort of position you think Arsenal, squad-wise, you think it's that detrimental, or you think...
Is detrimental in terms of, you have a leader and your leader...
Right, true, and he's the captain.
He's the captain, and he's the go-to guy.
Right.
But
for now, for the last few months, he finally became what everybody hoped he would be over the course of his Arsenal career. He finally became that.
But it still leaves a time span for the entire team to gel.
Mm-hmm.
And time. Look, last year it was the same situation. Time. And it was 8-2. They got a trash it for Man. They needed time, and we don't have time. Gunners fans don't have time.
We've been led to believe by everybody that City is where you're going.
Yeah.
Right. What sense that really makes? City.
None.
I sometimes wonder what goes through some players' heads, because I know you want to win, but at the same time, wouldn't you prefer to to be the focal point of a team? You understand?
Yeah.
To work, go through that period of hardship and overcome that with a squad, not to just go and become one of the men. One of the many men on a winning team somewhere. Yeah. Because let me be real. Years from now, who gonna remember Nasri name from on that City squad? He won a trophy, but so what? You know what I mean?
Because no one remembered only today on net. It was the only time I remember that Robinho was in the squad with Figo and Zidane and all them. I didn't remember.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Robinho was there. Oh, shucks. Yeah, he used to play with him.
Yeah. Exactly. So this guy Jovetic
for Fiorentina.
It's rumored as well that he may be coming in to replace Van Persie, or maybe just to add to the Arsenal strike force.
I think, to me, Jovetic is a very intelligent player. I've seen him play a good few games well, but he's not that quick. He's not that quick to score.
Van Persie is not quick either. He's not a pacey player.
He's not a pacey player, no, but he's quick. Van Persie is quick to see the goal. Quick like that. But Jovetic is very skillful. He has an eye for the game. He has a third eye. But Jovetic, he came off a injury. I think it was a thigh injury.
And next is a glass place. Glass. Another brittle bone player they're looking to bring in by. And I hearing Fiorentina won £25 million for this boy. So when you told me just now that Arsenal starting the bidding starting at 15 million for Van Persie, real teeth in my head.
Yeah. That's the starting, huh? And no. Juventus wanted to put forth 8 mil on the table. 8 mil.
Wow, that's real disrespect.
That's disrespect. That's why.
Conte. I know you may not be the one making the financial decisions here, but that's real disrespectful. That's real 8 million for Van Persie. Come now.
And Dr. Wenger to say, well, he countered the disrespect by saying that Serie A fans, listen up, that Van Persie, I don't think is a wise decision for him to go to a substandard league. AC fans, Inter fans, Juve fans, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. But no disrespect to Serie A football.
Yeah.
It's big.
I grew up on it.
Yeah. That is Arsene Wenger's opinion.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily the opinion of the sports real panel. Let me hear that too. Let them know what went on the page today.
Oh yeah, I put the same thing on my page, and a dude called Vice is Nice. He says, let Walcott go. I know Walcott coming in.
Yeah. No. When there was an article stating that
Walcott wanted to go. Yeah.
If Van Persie goes, Walcott may be heading for the door. Right.
Yeah. So you're like, let Walcott go. He's been too inconsistent in his tenure at Arsenal, and with the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain and Ryo Mairici, it wouldn't be a bad time to cash in on him. With RVP, like he clearly wants to leave, let him go. It makes no sense keeping a disgruntled player, and worse yet, letting him leave on a free transfer. Right? He's 29. Might cash in on him and reinvest and promote youngsters like Benlek Afobe. You know that?
I've never heard of that.
We'd have to YouTube him.
That man is a big Arsenal fan, anyway.
But probably not Arsenal fans. We'll probably just, know
the youngsters, right?
Who been impressive as well as putting Giroud and Podolski straight to the front.
All right. So clearly we see that man saying, well, let Van Persie go. Let Walcott. I disagree with the Walcott thing, though. I think because first of all, to address that view, at some point the slide has to stop because it seems like every year Arsenal is doing that and saying, let him go, we'll get money, we'll reinvest. Let him go, we'll get money. That has to stop at some point. But
it begins at a point where the player was rejected, right?
Right.
Thierry Henry was a sub at Juventus,
right?
A substitute, as well as Van Persie was. He was like his price was 10 million at a point in time. In 2004, 2005, and because of his disciplinary problems it was 2.5 million. Right. And he recreated a career in Arsenal.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
So it has to stop. I see that they may, like I was saying earlier, they may not be, they might not necessarily be worse for wear if he leaves, because I think Podolski combined with Giroud, and if they get Jovetic, maybe the strike force might be even better. Yeah. But the point is, at some point you have to set a precedent and say, listen, we run the ship here. And we can't keep letting them go and reinvesting and letting them go and reinvesting. So I take his point, but I think that has to stop. And as for Walcott, I think Walcott is one of those players that you need to get something out of, man. It's about Arsenal keeps farming these players, and and as soon as they seem to get a little they blossom just a bit, whoop, they're gone. It's about time some of them players stay and pay the dues. And I think Walcott definitely, he's not the best in the world, he can't cross, but he's a dangerous player. He changes games, as you saw in the Euros. He changes games, and Arsenal needs as many of those players as they could get. So
says Chelsea going.
Yeah, you talk about that.
Any more comments?
Mbwana Johnson.
Sam boy.
Right. He should leave at this point, and the gaffer would bring up another young talent, another one who's saying, let him go and we go reinvest. But however, I want to know what the man them saying about John Terry and the bollocks he said to Ferdinand. Respect. Well, respect to you, Mbwana, first of all, and we're gonna deal with that when we come back.
Yeah.
We're going to have a break. And when we come back, we talk about the racism / racial slur, whatever. Sports Dog, Sports Real.
Boom. Jude Skito.